What's going on, guys? My name is Yellow S2K and I'm playing some MX versus ATV Reflex, and this is another custom track review. We are at Fast Farm MX made by Motoagogo, and he's making some awesome tracks lately, and this is no exception. You can tell already that the all the buildings and stuff, that like industrial building, the silo, the churches, just everything. It just looks very complete, put together, and just professional. And the track is awesome. There's a few tricky spots that you really have to be on your game to clear. You'll see more what I'm talking about, but that's what makes a good track. You don't want it to just be easy, pinned, no problem. You want some spots that are actually tricky. It adds a little challenge and makes it rewarding, but kind of mess up this first section. I usually actually do that off the start. I don't know. I'm sure you can actually hit that line through there, but that triple's actually hard to clear if you don't hit the line before it nice and smooth. A couple options here, an inside and an outside. I usually prefer this outside. Same thing here. There's a lot of those inside outsides. I love this little triple step on, step off. Oh, hold on. I got to show you something I don't like, just to be fair. I don't really like the line here. You can see the sand. It's just like a straight, defined line. I don't know how easy that is to blur or whatever, or blend, I guess would be a better word. But anyway, just something that I notice that bothers me here and there. But again, not a big deal. Very nitpicky. You can see this section's pretty cool. This double's really hard to hit if you jack up the section before it. So there's a lot of that where it's like you really got to get the section before it right, or know how to make up for it. I love this here. Big gap. Little double out in the sand. Just so cool. And here I actually like to take this outside line. You can jump all the way to that little roller. And I do that because I like a lot of speed through here, because of that double in the middle of the sand whoops, which is really cool. Like, just a lot of thought and creativity went into some of the obstacles here. I love that triple out. Again, another inside and outside. See, I went short there, but it's because you don't want to go wide. If you go too wide there, it really makes it difficult for this section for some reason. I'm kind of doing a little bit of a cheater line there, but I kind of like the way that flows. Kind of take your time, get on the brakes. Small finish line, and you can see it. Look how far out you're going there. I don't think you necessarily need to. You can see a little bit of an overjump. Same thing here. You don't really need to go all the way out there in most cases, but it's not like a bad thing. Now this is actually a pretty hard section. I made it through okay this time, but it's easy to overjump that middle spot, and then you're just screwed, and then you're just like casing everything else. Pretty big triple here. You can see I hit it pretty quick, but didn't clear it. So you really have to nail that corner before it. Here's back to kind of the start where I started, at least. Big triple here. Hopefully that showcases it. You can tell I really had to nail that thing. When you get more comfortable with it, you can definitely scrub it and whatnot. Like I said, I usually go outside there. Let's go inside. Never mind. Too much of a last-minute decision there. But you can go inside or outside, but I prefer the outside. Now this is just such a cool section here. Case, so you can see if you case that, you're fucked. I mean, you really are. You're not going to be able to make this double. So you have to, you got to really pay attention, because if you're in the middle of a race, that's how you lose that race. Instantly, you're just screwed if you're not going to clear that double. So I always go outside here. I don't care for that inside line, just because I love launching into these. It's sweet. So there we go. I took the outside that time. I think this is kind of the way that I'm going to be going. I don't know if it's for a pure fast lap, but for consistent fast laps, if you're doing like a 15-lap race, I think that's the way to go. And you don't need to take that outside. You can actually hop to the inside. Love that triple. I was playing with Motoagogo, and he was actually taking the inside back there, that last corner. Kind of a little late on that call out, but hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Again, kind of doing this little cheetah line. Dang it, kind of messed it up. But you can see, just an awesome track, man. Some really unique obstacles, which is always exciting, and some tricky spots, which makes it rewarding and just so much fun. So he's just doing an awesome job. I wish we could support him more with his track making and whatnot, because he's another one of the top track builders for sure. And that's a lot of time, man. I can't believe these guys make these tracks. There's no way in hell I have the time or whatever to put into it. So it's like, I hope they know that these tracks are appreciated. I kind of forgot. That's a big old triple. You see, I cleared it that time, but I really had to nail that thing. I usually try to just not scrub it, just as like a safety net. And here's the other huge triple. You can see I cased it there. You just really have to get the section before it right. Again, taking that same line. Here's where we crashed before. You can actually cut that pretty good, and you can make it all the way to the step-on, that little step-on triple. So that's kind of fun. Now this is kind of cool. If you square it up and you line it up where you can actually clear that, I can't believe I'm messing this up. Usually I have this down, I promise. But if you square it up, you can set yourself up a little bit wider for this, so it makes it just a little bit easier to come along and clear this double. So anyway, just trying to show you guys some of these different lines, some things to think about. Let's try this inside since we're kind of experimenting here. You can clear it all the way to where you need to be, but I don't know, I just dig that outside. But here you can see it's pretty straightforward. I actually got on the brakes because I thought it was a little bit smaller there. And to the inside, you see I hit it decent, and you're going to be able to do this double in the middle, but I dig the outside, the flow of it, and I don't know. I'm interested to see what the hot laps are going to be. It's probably the inside line, but I don't know. I dig some of these outsides, just fast pinned outside lines. You can see that can get a little choppy if you don't hit it right, but anyway, let's try to get a smooth, kind of just faster lap here. Just with the lines that I like. Can't promise anything. It's easy to mess stuff up, but let's try to have like a pretty lap. It's easy to mess this line up, to be honest with you. I usually do just a little bit of a scrub. You can see it line me up to clear that, but if you downside it just perfect, it just makes this section so smooth. You can see I'm kind of really stretching, but again, you want to hit this fast. May as well just hit it flat out and throw a whip over it instead of trying to scrub that thing. Really sloppy, but at least I set myself up wide for this big triple. And you can do that inside there. I need to try to maybe hit that next lap. Oh, just swapping through the whoops. So you can see it's kind of cool, man. I hate that I'm making this many mistakes in a video. I usually try to minimize that kind of stuff. Here's the square up. Not going to clear it, but you can get away with that by angling in, and you'll still clear this double. So that's another line if you want to just square it up just to be consistent, but I usually just launch it and go for it. Again, the outside here is the way to go, but you can see it deteriorates pretty quick, so this is going to set me up. You can actually do the triple out of the sand, which is a fun line in itself, but it makes it kind of hard to get through this rhythm. So just a lot of different choices and a lot of things that you really have to think about as far as consistency and being able to go quick. This is a perfect line choice example as well to showcase that. Consistency is really important in reflex. In fact, it's one of the most important things about trying to be quick with reflex. Anybody can put in a pretty quick lap, but doing that consistently is more important when you're actually in a race situation. I mean, it's realistic. I mean, just a lot of fun. I really enjoy this track and some of the little subtle, tricky spots. But anyway, let's try to finish strong here. I'm just going to go flat out and have some fun. If I don't hit some of the lines that I haven't shown you, oh no, too bad. I messed up. I won't be able to remember some of them. It's just kind of the nature of these things. But I just want to have fun on this track. That's what it's all about. This is one of the biggest ones. You really got to remember to land and just get turned in and not do what I just did. Again, this is just a big triple, and it can be difficult to hit. So, all right, let's go. The triple, I love setting up a little outside. It's a perfect example of kind of what I want to do. And then you can throw a big old scrub. It's all about the setup, which is cool. Which is why Supercross is fun, is because it's all about setting up, knowing how big the gap is, what you got to do to clear it, and this is kind of a cool mix. He even says it in the description of the video when you go to the download, which will be in the description, by the way. Trying to scrub that thing, went a little off track, but yeah, he says that it's like a blend of motocross and supercross in a way, with some basically motocross with some supercross elements. Little case there. You can see I just launched that thing, launched this one, and you can usually land a little bit better on the end there. Try to stay on top of these things. And like I said, I usually angle in. It's kind of a smooth, nice line there. I really want to catch this inside. So if you hit this inside, it can set you up nice for that little triple out, but it's just not my preferred line for some reason. You know how you have just a spot that you like feel comfortable hitting? And again, you can do this line here. You can just do a normal triple, square it up, and you can just nail this, and you'll case it, and you can still clear the finish. So anyway, like I said, just a lot of different choices, and that's what makes a good track. As always, this is kind of weird. There's kind of a weird little screen in between. So not a fast lap at all. I have to say that. A 158.4 is not that fast at all. But I had a lot of fun. Hopefully I was able to show you guys this track. It's an awesome one, and I know you guys can tell. Anybody that's like, that track sucks, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So anyway, thank you guys. I really appreciate all the support, all the comments, everything. I read them all. A lot of the times I'm not able to reply. But thank you all for watching this. And yeah, thank you. Talk to you later, guys. Peace out.